Hey guys, this is Epic5105, and today we're going to be taking a look at the KV-3, a rather interesting tank, if I have to say so myself. It's not like the other Russian tanks that you have after this tank, such as the, not the KV-4. KV-4 is pretty much the same thing as the KV-3, but you see the ST-1, the IS-3, all the relatives of this tank, they all have very sloped armor already, so you don't necessarily want to angle it. But this tank, it's completely the opposite. It is a boxy tank, and you absolutely 100% need to angle this tank. Check out the Tiger 1, for example. It's a very boxy tank, similar to the KV-3. And the KV-3 is pretty much exactly like the Tiger 1 when it comes to armor, except that it has a lot more in exchange for less speed. Now on the front plate, there's around 165mm of armor, nominal armor. So once you get it angled up, it's roughly around 180 on this plate over here, and almost around 170 on the upper and 150 on the lower plate. This is front on, of course, so most tanks are easily able to go right through you. Considering that the Tiger 1 has almost 179mm of standard penetration and the T29 has 198mm of standard penetration, they will go right through this plate easily. We're talking about heavies here. Mediums and lights, of course, will struggle, but in a heavy, a very slow heavy, you're going to be fighting other heavies. Now, a different story is that side armor. It lands at 90mm. This makes it resistant to most high explosive shells and any KV-2, SC-152, etc. that's not running calibrated. So in the event that those derp tanks are not running calibrated, they will not be able to penetrate your side with HE. Even at a slight angle, ISUs will struggle to penetrate you with HE. So that allows you to utilize your side armor in a very effective manner. We're talking about side scrape. And another thing about the side armor is that you can actually angle it out without being penetrated in that track area, because unlike tanks like the IS-3 or the IS, there is no weak spot over here in the track wheel. So you can angle out easily without having the fear of being penetrated on the side. This also allows you to kind of angle and wriggle around, because it almost baits the enemy into shooting your side. And when they shoot your side, there is zero chance of them going through it. You can 100% rely on that side armor, if not as much the frontal armor. And the best thing you want to do to utilize the armor is only show the side in side scraping or wriggle around to try and get those shots into your side. Now another good thing about this tank is the turret. It's not as overpowered as you could say the IS-3 turret, but it is rather spectacular. It's impenetrable to all standard shells at tier 7. I'd say, let's say 96% of all heavies can't go through that with AP. This allows you to utilize this turret in a rather special manner. You can kind of hold down, you can side scrape, because you don't need to fear of being penetrated in the turret when you peek back. One thing you want to be careful of with the turret, especially if you hold down, is that tier 8 and tier 7 premium shells will rip right through that turret, save for the mantlet. Your mantlet is the only thing on the turret that's resistant to tier 8 and tier 7 premium. So you want to be very, very careful, especially if you're about to die and you're on low hit points and there's T29 at the bottom of the hill, because your turret isn't like an IS-3 turret or a T29 turret. It's actually very easy to penetrate with premium ammunition. Of course, it's better to take a premium shot rather than a standard shot, but you want to keep that in mind. Now, about the ammunition, I did just switch guns, and we're going to talk about the guns really quickly, but I would say, yeah, let's run that. Now, there's two guns which are advisable, you could say, for players to run. That is the tier 8 gun and the tier 7 gun. Now, I actually grinded this tank with the tier 8 gun because I unlocked it from the IS already, but the tier 7 gun, I believe, is probably the way to go. I wouldn't run this personally. You lose premium penetration, you lose DPM, and you only gain a bit more alpha and a bit more HE pen. Now, of course, if you're side scraping, you want to peek out as less as you can. But the biggest issue isn't really maintaining that side scraping position as long as you can, but the fact that enemies are going to rush you when you're side scraping if your team is gone. And let's say in tier 7, there's a lot of tanks that can rush you, and that makes you a bit more vulnerable if you're running the 122, because they will simply just rush you and you won't have the DPM to kill those lights and mediums. So that's why I run the 100, so you can maintain a position for longer. Calibrated shells, penetration is better than getting more shells that pen is better than getting more shells that don't pen. Defense system, because armour rack on these Russian tanks, you know, and engine damage, you don't want to be that slow in this tank, it's already slow enough. Improved optics, because like I say, who runs camo net on a heavy? And enhanced armor. Because this tank with the armor is the only thing that sets it apart from the IS. So there's not much point to play this tank at all if you have the IS. So that's why I run the armor, to differentiate it from the IS. Now this tank, okay, tier 8 match. Okay, tier 8 match to start off with. They do have some pretty damn thick enemy heavy tanks. This does pose an issue, first of all. Okay, so we're probably going to have to go medium. And that is because I do not want to fight these enemy heavies at all. Because even though my armor may be good against tier 7 heavies, we're talking about tanks like the E75 TS, the Lerva with 235 mils of standard, which will rip right through me. So I actually do want to go medium, but it appears that our mediums are also going this way, which that is a slight problem, but I'm going to try and utilize this tank as much as I can. Now in this instance, let's say that all the tanks on the enemy team can easily go right through my armor, so I want to try and put them in a position that they're going to have to fight premium to decrease their DPM. One way to do this is being hold down, which I am doing exactly over here in this ridge, hopefully be able to peek-a-boom in this area. Now this is one instance where the 122 may be better, which is peek-a-boom. Okay, so I see how it's going to go. Now there is a E75 TS, so if you can tap the premium shell right into his turret for 230. No, penned that was standard. I think I could have penned that was standard. It was kind of a waste. Now that guy is going to rush me, but I believe we have our team. No, we don't know. We do not have our team premium shell in there. And we somehow bounced the E75 TS. And we have the Chimera, a very strong tier 8 medium, which will allow us to push aggressive on this guy. Okay, so we didn't get a kill, but you can just see that armor, the turret is good. And you saw what I did, I wiggled around. That is exactly what you want to do in this tank, because the only way the enemies are going to bounce that tier 8 on your armor is if they freaking hit that red spot. Now, okay, there's a smasher, I gotta be careful with him. I think I can take on this, you know, because smasher's pushing out, I do want to get these guys, but if that smasher becomes a problem, I'm going to go around, try and bait that shot. I'm going to try and keep this smasher in a face hug. Now, this tank in a face hug is also, okay, there's some nasty guy in there. I'm going to try and put my face in this smasher's turret and wiggle this tank around to try and make him miss that shot. He does miss my shot, he goes for my propeller, and I do bounce my shot as well, and I can't take any more shots from these guys, which means I am going to fire a premium shot into this guy, clearing him. Nice clear shot, and I am getting farmed out by a Persian, so I got to start backing up. And right now, it's not the best of positions because I am getting farmed out completely. I'm going to try and use this building to side scrape. I still have the armor advantage, and I do manage to get a bounce, but oh, team, help me, please. It looks like the team is not very keen on helping me right now, which is a slight issue now that I think about it. Let's wiggle it around. Bounce. Oh, we do not get a bounce. But this game really does show the kind of positions you want to push this tank in. First of all, you can see that we did. Okay. So you can see, and this isn't a replay. This is just hand picking out the best games. This is pretty much how you're going to cope with these tier 8 games. You want to hold down, use that turret armor, and it's probably a loss right now. Yeah, I couldn't have pulled it off. Now, you want to see, wiggle it around, because that's the only way you're going to get bounces from these tier 8s. The Pershing was easily able to cut right through us, and the only way we could bounce him was wriggling. So wriggling is probably the best way, I'd say, to utilize the armor on this tank. Next is hold down, because when you hold down, your turret, it forces the enemies to fire heat or go for that propeller. And you can see that smasher, he didn't fire heat, he could have gone right through that turret with heat. But instead he fired AP trying to hit my propeller, which he missed. And when you're in a face hug with low gun depression tanks, you don't want to face hug tanks like the T29, which can just aim down right on you. Face hugging really works because it forces them to either sacrifice DPM or risk bouncing. Now over here, hopefully it's a map where you can side scrape, because we haven't exactly showcased the ability of this tank to side scrape, and it's really not something that you should underestimate. When you're side scraping in this tank, it's amazing, because they can't pen you and it forces them to rush you. Now that is another way to use the armor if you have conditions to use it. On that map we couldn't, because there was no hard cover that allowed us to angle off without showing the frontal plate. I'm just going to quit the match and get into another one. Hopefully it doesn't take too much of your time to get into a match. You can see here I'm not playing at the best of times, only 145 players right now. Okay, so we're finally in, and looks like this game does not want to give me tier 7 games, it seems. So we are in another tier 8 game, and it's not great at all. Full of tanks with great penetration, like the EXP, the RHM, the WZ-120, and yeah, my gun. That is why I run this high penetration gun, because the problem is I never seem to come up against tier 7 in this tank. I always come up against tier 8, and you need extra penetration when you're running against tier 8. With 200 and I believe it's 200 and barely over 250, 230 mils of penetration for the premium of the 122. It's just not enough. So that's why I run Cali first of all, and that is another reason I run this gun, the 100, because it has more penetration on the I pushed way too far, and it seems that the enemy is indeed going medium. I would not expect them to go heavy, and it does seem I am the only one coming here, so I am going to branch off over here. Oh no, there's a KV-3 on the enemy team. Now this is okay. So I believe, are there any heavies? Did I just escape a death trap? Because if there are more than one heavy, I would have been screwed. Like actually. So it seems that we've only the 047 seems to be the only medium. Meds aren't spawning anyone, so it means that okay, yep, they're all going here. I'm gonna call for the SOS, but I of course cannot pull this off by myself. And oh, okay, there's a smasher. I do not want to take a shot so early on when it's still 7-0. Oh, beautiful bounce, and that is how you want to play this tank, ladies and gentlemen. So wiggle that tank around, and yeah, you're a formidable heavy. If I was in the IS, that smasher would have easily got through me. No challenge at all for the smasher. Now, if I can tap this guy, that'd be nice. Nope. Yeah, even with the 100, the dispersion values on this tank are pretty non-satisfactory. Okay, RHM wants to push. Do you want to push me? Hopefully they clear this smasher. That's one less tank to deal with. RHM might want to push me, but there is a Chimera with lots of HE damage, so I don't think he's going to push me. Hopefully they'll clear his smasher right now. Come on, smasher. Nope. Okay, smasher's dead. Okay, that was a stupid move on my behalf. What was I thinking? I just got greedy, man. So now the Chimera is with me. We can hopefully push on. Oh, there's no. That's nasty. Okay, can I pen this guy? Oh, we can't pen this guy at all, man. I do want to clear that. RHM ball sig, but yeah, it doesn't look like we can get a shot. I don't want to take any shots. I'm in a hold down position, and right now you can see the biggest issue with maintaining a hold down position. That is the lack of gun depression, which yeah is a major issue. And this VK, stop pushing me, VK. Are you serious, VK? Okay, that guy's gonna be cleared. Now hopefully we tap this guy squarely inside. No, we do not. And you can see after I shoot, I try and wiggle around because I'm trying to use the maximum amount of armor I can, because this tank has really good side armor, and when you wiggle it around, it entices the enemy to shoot the side, and when they do, there's a high chance it's going to bounce. Now Emil is being pushed rather aggressive by this Chimera. I want to stay with our team right here, and I know that the enemy, because they do have some rather let's see where are they going to push from. I think that they're going to push from over there, and yep, they're capping C. They're stuck at C, so that's not good, because right now we have a super advantage. And if they do manage to cap our base, it does mean that we lose that advantage. So I do want to go for the bases. You know what? I'll try and push with this. I'm gonna cap this. Yeah, I'm gonna cap B with this BK. Oh, there's the enemy KV-3. Of course, I love these games actually. You know when it's not a 7-0. You know what? That should provide me some pop up on the sides. and this KV-3 should be unable to hit us due to his lack of gun efficient. I'm gonna let the BK push on this side, and we should have this area. It should be an easy win. Should be an easy win. Oh no, BK missed. Oh no, Chimera bounced. Okay, let me push. I think I can play this guy. You can see a Chimera and a BK both bounced this guy. So you can see the armor on this tank is not bad by all means. Now they are capping base A. Okay, they are behind us actually. I'm gonna go. I should help out that Chimera. Yeah, I'm turning around to fight A because they do. I'm gonna assume those two are together. So, oh no, what's the EXP doing there? What is the EXP doing there? I'm worried about that WZ pushing off on the side suddenly, so I'm going to flank this Chimera. No, not this Chimera. Oh, are you kidding me? That's what I just worried about. Now, he just shot, so I'm going to quickly use this opportunity. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, he should get reloaded. Now, hopefully, we're winning on Supreme, so I'm going to rush this guy. And hopefully, we should be able to clear him. Oh, we gotta get him, bro. Now, I'm gonna try and block the shot. Oh, are you kidding me? This is not good. He's now got me in the face hug, and I am pretty much screwed. So let's quickly put our gun up, and he will punish us with no problem. So we gotta angle around. He has gun depression as well, which is the biggest issue. Now we should have this on super. Beautiful bounce. Okay, we got this. Do you think we got this? I think I got this. Now let's go. Let's tap him squarely in that turret ring. Nice. Let's wiggle it out. Let's wiggle this boy out. Come on. We got this. Oh, beautiful track again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was an amazing match. 2.5k, and you can see the armor works. The EXP is one of the best guns at tier 8. And he was able to bounce us 2 times. Now, that kind of shows you how I want to play this tank. With your armor, you have to wiggle, and you want to push with the heavies. So of course, okay, let's give that Chimera. Oh, nice Chimera. I'm gonna find the post you. So with this tank, you can see how we played it. We wiggled around. We try to use that side armor, try and bait shots into our track, and that is what you want to do. And face hugging actually works if you want to try and force the enemy to close up on you. When you're up close, and it's kind of hard to hit because you're in that panic and you're in that frenzy when someone's face hugging you. So face hugging, of course, would recommend. Side scraping, definite must. And wriggling when you're in the open. You can see when I was stuck in the open with the VK, wriggling, face hugging, trying every trick in the book. I would run the 100mm, but the 122, perfectly fine gun as well. So that is it, guys. Thanks for watching my review on the KV-3. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment if you have any questions. And I hope you guys have a nice day. Thanks for watching.